I wanted to try something different this week, not just the facial piercings. What I wanted to do is use natural sunlight to shoot some photos. Now, the studio I have access to doesn't really allow that. It's a big black box, and last week's film noir shoot kind of played to its strengths because I was carving out what I wanted to see with the light available to me. I would just point a spot at what I wanted lit, and it was lit, and nothing else was because it's a big black box. This week, I really wanted to get into some sunshine. So what we're going to try to do, sorry, you're driving me crazy. What we're going to try to do is build a living room set here in the green room. Notice the beautiful carpeting on the walls. And I want to take that living room set and make it seem like there's daylight shining through the window. Now, is that going to work? I'm not sure, but let's give it a try and see what happens. So we have two main setups, but the first is going to be used in three different ways. The idea of today's shoot is that it's the story of this singer-songwriter who's first listening to music, she's sitting around with albums during the day, and then our second setup will be that exact same feel and place, just with the sun is starting to go down, so we're going to get a little bit of an orange tint of light coming through the window. And our third will be, it's evening time and she's brought out her guitar and she's starting to lay down some tracks. So how are we going to do that? Well, I've got one flash bouncing into an umbrella over here, and I put some curtains up in front of it, as well as a little shower curtain that I'm hoping will just give some different characteristic to the light. And if I look that way, we're not going to just see that, hey, there's a light with an umbrella there. So let's see how that goes. So to continue our story of this singer-songwriter who's got inspired, written some songs, and then laid down some music, is to go for her album cover. And what I wanted to do for that is a simple white or black backdrop, and Chantal's going to be with her guitar in front of that. Gotta say that I'm pretty happy with how things turned out with the first setup. I did not expect that just one flash shining into the room would give the feel of sunlight coming into the room. One thing that I think helped sell the illusion was that I put a flag up that blocked the light from falling on that back carpeted wall. So that gave it a little bit of an impression of light coming through a window rather than just light bouncing everywhere. I did have to add in a light during the lyric writing as the sun's going down scene, and I used it a bit for Phil as well at the end. It's not exactly how the inspiration photos looked, and that's partly because I had spent a lot of time looking at the photos of Patrick Holick and Laurie Bartley throughout the week leading up to shooting, and they have a really cinematic feel to their images, and I think that was really in my head. I wanted to sort of make it a little, it's a movie that we happen to be looking at in still pictures. Now, our fourth setup, the album cover, that was a disaster. My two flashes weren't firing at the same time, and I don't know what was going on, if it was something to do with the settings I had, but it became a horrible nightmare, and then this happened. So we scrapped it and went to eat some chicken. So we're going to try it again sometime in the future. I think part of it was complicated by the fact that I wasn't using a white backdrop in the end. I chose to use the soundproofing that was in the studio because it looks cool. I got one good photo out of that fourth setup, and mostly it was just like 30 minutes of frustration. So, learned some lessons, ate some chicken, got some photographs. See you next time.